The Broncos offense is a lot more confident coming into this season, and that's all thanks to one number, number 4, Case Keenum. The Broncos' new quarterback has instilled a lot of confidence in his teammates so far. Yeah, Sam, day 3 here at Broncos training camp, and the injury bug is here. Garrett Bowles was carted off after taking a shot to the chin, and Brandon Marshall has a slight wrist injury. The team is definitely starting to feel the wear and tear here in day 3. And for those of you who are sad to see it go, don't worry, it'll be back here soon enough. The USGA announced today that in 2025, the US Senior Open will come back to the Broadmoor. Broncos came back to practice today. Joining them this afternoon were the fans. They came out in the thousands, and the Bronco players definitely felt their electricity while they were practicing. The wait is finally over, Broncos country. It is game week once again, and that means that depth charts have also been released. And some players were higher and some were lower than they expected to be. And they know that from this point forward, everything they do is much more important. Training camp is officially over for the Denver Broncos. All that hard work has come to an end, but there are a lot of questions that are still unanswered for this team heading into their second preseason game. The largest crowd in 5 years of the US Senior Open Championship, David Toms was able to sink the putt on the 18th green to win his first Senior Open Championship. You hate to see anyone carted off, but the intensity definitely ramps up tomorrow as the Broncos are in pads for the very first time. Reporting from Broncos headquarters, Nate Jones, KKTV Sports. All week, there are whispers that Romain Dumas could set a new all-time course record at the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. Not only did Dumas break the record, he believes he could have pushed it even further. All week, there are whispers that Romain Dumas could break the all-time record here at the 96th running of the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. Not only did Dumas break that record, he believes he could have pushed it even further. Last year, Paul took the year off from the hill climb, and while he was in Chicago, he watched on the app as his longtime friend Clint Vaschholz beat his record. That is all the motivation he needed to come back this year. Tomorrow is game 2 of the preseason, but for the Broncos starters, it will feel more like the first one. We'll see a lot of action from them tomorrow night. After that teaser last week, they are eager to get back on the field. The first team offense saw just 6 plays in game 1. They didn't manage a first down in those 2 series. This week, they will have a chance to find their rhythm. Another difference from week 1 to now week 2, the Broncos know their opponent. They practice against the Bears twice this week and will go in knowing exactly what to expect.
You know, you get to study a little bit more, and you get to hear, your ears are really open. You're trying to hear things and do all that type of stuff. But you really, you're going against them at practice, so you know what you're going to get in the game. And next week, even the same. We're going to start game planning more and treating it more like a real game. But the first game, we were just playing regular football, not really scouting, playing tendencies or formations and stuff, but just going out there and playing ball.
Game time is set for 7:05 tomorrow night at Mile High. It is the last home game of the preseason. Of course, you can watch that game right here on KKTV. Now today, high school football took over things at the UC Health training facilities. The Broncos were hosting their first ever high school football media day. The reigning state champion Palmer Ridge Bears were in the house. They come into the season as a team to beat in Class 3A. Leading the way will be senior quarterback and CU commit Ty Evans. He and his teammates were fired up to be at the home of the Broncos.
It's a lot of fun being up here at the Denver facility. It's awesome. It's kind of, a little intimidating. You just know how everything's big and how everything's a lot different at the next level. So just, using it as motivation to work harder, I guess that would be the best way to describe it.
The Rockies have kept us entertained here in August. Forget that. They have kept us on the edge of our seats here in the month of August. Denver, keep it coming. First, there were those back-to-back walk-off wins against the Dodgers last weekend on the home field. Then last night, trailing the 9th in Atlanta, the Rockies took the lead thanks to some clutch moves from Ryan Murphy and David Dahl. DJ LeMahieu made a stunning grab to steal the win, and they snapped the Braves' 5-game win streak. Both teams are on the field now for Game 2. No score yet in this one. We'll let you know if the Rockies can double up wins in Atlanta tonight at 10. If so, things could get even more interesting as far as the division goes. Here's a look at the NL West coming into tonight. The Rockies are in second place, just a game and a half back behind the Diamondbacks. The Dodgers are a half game behind Colorado in third place. We'll be right back. The last couple seasons have been disappointing, for the Broncos tight ends. The Broncos' 5th-round pick from 2017, Jake Butt, looks to change that this season. Butt has already impressed new quarterback Case Keenum in the few practices they have had so far this season.
He's a competitor. He wants the ball, no matter what. And I like that. I like a guy that comes back to the huddle and, hey, were you open on this play? And even if there was 3 guys on him, he's like, yeah, you could have fit it in, So he wants the ball. I love that. He's hungry right now for knowledge, for how to run routes, for how to, maneuver with leverage. And I'm excited for him to get continue to keep going.
Jake Butt feels 100% healthy and is ready to make an impact for the Broncos in this upcoming season. The Pikes Peak International Hill Climb is here once again. This year is a special one for Paul Dallenbach, who decided not to race last year.
It's a special race. It's the second oldest race in North America, so there's a lot of history there. This being my 25th year, I came up here as a spectator in 1983. I was just like blown away and was scared to death, but said, I got to do this.
Last year, Paul took the year off from the hill climb, and while he was in Chicago, he watched on the app as his longtime friend Clint Vaschholz beat his record. That is all the motivation he needed to come back this year.
I was actually working in Chicago watching the app, and I thought Reese was going to beat my record, and he didn't. I'm like, all right, we're doing all right. And then I looked at Clint's. I'm like, whoa, where'd that come from? So we'll come back and do it again, but it did motivate me to get that record back.
Dallenbach is looking to make his 25th anniversary a memorable one by breaking Clint's record on Sunday. Nate Jones, KKTV, Channel 11, Sports. Clint Vaschholz is about to compete in his 26th Pikes Peak International Hill Climb.
It's amazing how once you've done it, you see all these people that have done it once or twice and they keep wanting to come back.
After a record-setting year for Vaschholz in last year's hill climb, he and his team have new goals they are ready to accomplish this year.
Well, our goal is to win the time attack division, and hopefully, if the road's there, to get a record within it.
Clint is ready to go, but realizes that the competition is much stiffer this year.
Last year when I was 3rd overall, there wasn't quite as stout a competition on the unlimited side of it and some of the electric, obviously. And then there's 3 or 4 cars in this division that are running really tough. So
The quest for the podium is going to be a lot tougher this year, and Clint knows that.
There was 10, 11 cars that could definitely, go for that podium. And I think this year there's about 16 or 17. So
as we all know, no matter how prepared you are for this race, it is the mountain that ultimately decides. Clint looks to improve on his 3rd place overall finish last year as well as his open wheel record time. Nate Jones, KKTV, Channel 11, Sports.
I never thought I'd see that record broken at all.
The 96th running of the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb was one that many won't forget anytime soon, especially Romain Dumas.
Yeah, pretty amazing what Dumas did.
All week, there are whispers that Romain Dumas could set a new all-time course record at the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. Not only did Dumas break the record, he believes he could have pushed it even further.
We can go a lot faster.
Dumas beat the old record by 16 seconds this year. This ranks high on Dumas' list of accomplishments because of where it was and the team he did it with.
Pikes Peak was a challenge first for me, for my team also.
The last record stood for 5 years. We'll have to see if Loeb comes back for the first time since 2013 to take his record back from Dumas. The 97th hill climb will be one to watch out for. Nate Jones, KKTV, Sports.
I think I've been having more fun than they have, actually.
This way, good, ball's this way, it's this way, ball's this way, get out.
Today was a day of learning not only for the kids, but also for the NFL players that are involved with the pro football camp.
To stress out about a game.
Not only did the kids perform different drills, they also learned important life lessons from these NFL players.
That I can help these kids on the field, off the field, I want to do so. Yeah.
These pros want their impact to stretch beyond the football field.
Anything that you're doing, anything that you're doing, whether it's negative or positive, this child is watching.
Ages ranging from 7 to 14, these players have a huge impact on these kids' lives. The professionals know that and are honored to have this role.
Just honored to be out here and, be able to teach those kids some things that I wasn't able to learn at that age,
Part of the camp's overall mission is to teach character qualities that can be transferred to the football field and beyond.
Being a good teammate, being a good person, that's something that we can instill in these kids at an early age.
Even if these kids don't have a career in the NFL, values like being a good teammate will serve these kids well in the future. Nate Jones, KKTV Sports.